Europe has an estimated 159 million hectares of forest, which are home to unique plants and animals. They also provide us with key ecosystem services, like improving air quality, supplying us with wood for energy and building material, clean drinking water, and they help us improve our mental well-being. Forests in Europe take in over 150 million tons of carbon per year. They help us mitigate against greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. But our forests are changing. Human meddling is not only impacting our own health, but also the forests around us. Back in the forest, we meet a scientist from WSL working in forest monitoring in Switzerland and Europe to understand the effects of global change on forest health.
Here we can see some nice examples of 3 ash trees with different levels of defoliation and health. Here we have a tree that's highly defoliated and it looks very sick. It's likely going to die soon. To the side we have a tree with also quite high defoliation, also indicating a lack of health, and behind us we've actually got a good looking ash tree. So here you have nice examples of all three together.
By being observant, we can easily spot the unhealthy trees in our surroundings.
For ash, the most likely reason is an introduced disease called ash dieback. For other species like beech, it's most likely drought. And for conifers like pines and spruce, and it's often a combination between drought and it's a native beetle called bark beetle, which is impacting these trees and causes them to lose foliage and eventually die.
The sickness is easily visible. The trees look like skeletons in the woods. The development of forest health in Europe is being monitored by Dr. Marco Ferretti. He is passionate about understanding forest health.
The game changer was the series of drought years and the severe drought we experienced almost continuously since 2015 up to now.
The red dots show growing levels of defoliation in European forests. Over the last 27 years, it has almost doubled.
Our trees, our forests are telling us something, that they evolve, they adapt, they can. Of course, we will probably have different species, different organization, but it means also that their ability to contribute, for instance, for achieving our climate targets set, for instance, the Paris Agreement, may be in danger. They are not invulnerable. They are sensitive to many things. And the way in which they can actually help us to ameliorate our climate is very much depending feedback, because climate, the impact of climate on the trees, and then the feedback on the climate system. If less carbon is removed from the atmosphere, and the growth is reduced, there is less carbon in the trees and more carbon left in the atmosphere. For us, I think as human beings, as developed society, how we want to deal with this. That's the kind of adaptation strategy we can do actually. There are several experiments going on to figure out what are the right species for a changing climate. Maybe it's necessary to adapt the management, for instance, or change the density of our forests, or change the rotation time for our forests. These kind of things I think we can do to help our forests to adapt to climate change.
Forests will change, but we will always have forests, I believe.
It's our collective responsibility to ensure the survival of our forests.